you ultimately, through music, you can just express who you are, your emotions, and try to share the happiness that you feel too, and try to spread that.
The special relationship that you have with the guitar is quite evident in what you're doing just right now, for example. You could have easily put the guitar on the side and decided to have this remarkable conversation with me, and yet you're not doing that. The guitar is still attached to you. Let's think about that. Why couldn't you, for example, just put the guitar on the side and concentrate on the conversation now? Why are you still carrying the guitar?
I think it's like a best friend, and it's like it's become a part of, I think, me, and I think I'm most comfortable when I have it. If I'm in a performance, or the most natural maybe state that I feel is when I'm with my instrument. So I think it gives you sort of a comfort and feeling of, you know, security, and, you know, I guess happiness, and just...
Of course. And Mali, is it this particular guitar that you're having now, or is it just any other guitar? You have this what you call a comforting, intimate relationship with. Could we, as you know, for example, we cannot replace one friend with another. If a friend dies, then that friend has died forever. You cannot replace him with another friend. That concept apply to guitars too. Is this the only guitar that you're going to hold on to for the rest of your life, or are you going to buy another guitar and then develop another relationship with that guitar? How does that work?
I think, well, this guitar specifically, I have a very good connection to, emotional connection to, because it was made for me by luthier Richard Brunet in Chicago, and he's just the most incredible.
Tell us about him.
Oh, he's like a wizard. I mean, he can do anything with a guitar. You can ask him. He can make anything, and he's such a craftsman. He works so hard.
What's his name, Molly?
Richard Brunet.
Richard Brunet.
Yeah, and just incredible. And he's truly magical with wood, with guitars, instrument music, and so this is very special to me because he made it. But
especially for you.
Yeah.
How long have you had it, Molly?
I think this is my second year.
Incredible, so, and you feel very attached to it.
Yes.
So I can just imagine how affected you would be, God forbid, if something was to happen to this guitar.
Yeah.
It couldn't be replaced easily. No. So in that sense, then, it is like the real human friend.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I've had guitars before this one, and I've still been able to feel that connection. So I think you, and I think it's good to have different instruments. I think you can develop different bonds, really, and bonds, you know, and everything. It brings a new layer in kind of to your music and to who you are. So I think it's very good. And I mean, I play electric guitar as well, but I haven't been playing it as long, so I don't quite feel. It still feels sometimes a little alien to me, holding that instrument or playing that instrument. It's still not quite as comfortable, just because I don't know it, have not known it as long. So.
That's fine. That's fine. And now, Molly, let's talk about your relationship with music. As an art form. How far back do you think can you recall for you to have been affected by wanting to be a musician? Like looking at, I don't know who your favorite guitarist would be. We'll talk about that later. But at what age do you think could you have conceivably seen someone who's playing the guitar and you felt, I want to be like that? At what age do you think?
Well, actually, I started with piano, and I think that kind of got my. When I was little, my mom would say, maybe when I was. We have a picture of when I was maybe 2 years old, just sitting at our piano and just playing, you know, having fun. And I think ever since then I loved music. So I started with piano, and then from there I wanted to be a rock star. That's what I wanted. That's what sparked.
How old were you then, would you say?
Probably maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8. Maybe when I started, I'm not quite sure, but I knew that was what I wanted to do. And
really? A rock star?
Yeah.
At the age of 8?
Yeah.
Remarkable.
Yeah. And so actually, I asked my parents, I wanted to take lessons, and they said that I should start with classical guitar to get a foundation. And so I was like, okay. And so I started with that, and then I just fell in love with that. And then right now I'm trying to pursue the rock star, here at Berkeley.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. As you know, Marley, you're going to the best school for the study of contemporary music. I consider Berklee College of Music to literally be the Harvard or Princeton or Yale for the study of contemporary music. It's a high honor to be at Berklee, and I'm sure you're quite conscious of it. Now, you have even now whetted my interest even more. I want to know more about guitars and the practices of guitarists. You distinguish between what you call classical guitar, which is what you're specializing in now, from, should I say, contemporary guitar? Is there a contrasting term for classical guitar?
For what I like to play specifically, I like to play metal. I call it metal guitar. I mean, it's...
What does that mean? Assume that the audience doesn't know anything about metal guitar, classical guitar. Give us a little crash course on the guitar.
Okay. Well, classical guitar is played typically with acoustic instrument like this, so it's not doesn't have an amplifier or electric chords that, and made out of wood, and it's, I guess, specifically in the style of classical music. So
what is it that makes it classical as opposed to contemporary? Is it the relationship with classical music, or is it something else?
Probably, yeah, the sound that the pieces that you play. I guess it fits under that category.
I see. Is it possible for classical guitarists, for example, to do Bob Marley, a reggae?
You could definitely
would
play
it
that.
still qualify as classical, or it wouldn't?
It wouldn't probably qualify as classical. So I think it doesn't necessarily matter what kind of guitar you use.
Yes.
Always, it's more, I guess, the type
tone
of music, the tone. Yeah, what the music actually sounds like.
So the music would have to be classical also. I see Bach, Schubert, Wagner, so forth and so on. Excellent. So then it's at the age of 8 that you discovered music, and then at that stage, as you said, you wanted to be a rock star. Then at what point do you think Marley began developing a distinct interest in being exclusively a classical guitarist, and what provoked that change?
Well, actually, I don't think I ever changed to being just exclusively classical, because I'm pursuing electric now, so I think I always wanted to do both, and I think probably it wasn't until high school that I started pursuing the electric guitar. So before that, I kind of just sort of stuck with classical. But also in high school, I found that and before that, I found that I really loved classical music too, or playing the classical guitar. So.
And now, Marley, without being bashful, really, this asks for an honest response on your part. I know you're very humble, which contributes to your greatness. Do you consider yourself one of the best classical guitarists playing today?